53339CA.
Okay, the first one on our 9 o'clock call is Ms. Wright's case, petition to allow first accounting. May I have the names of our participants?
In the courtroom, Michael McFarland, lawyer guardian ad litem. I have reviewed the file and submitted a consent waiver, Your Honor.
Is our fiduciary here this morning? Nathan Cook?
Good morning, ma'am.
Is it Cook or Cookie?
Cook since 12, but Cook for birth certificate rights.
All right. Deputy Fleener, would you swear him in?
Do you raise your right hand, sir? You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, is all the information presented in your accounting truthful, accurate, and complete to the best of your knowledge and information?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Anything you'd like to say about the work you did in the file?
Work, I guess.
On the account.
No remarks. It's just been a learning process and, continuing as I go.
And how is Miss Barbara Wright?
She's doing well. When I took over as the guardian conservator when my mother passed, my mother was the POA. She was, taking care of everything. Mother passed suddenly. There was some animosity between those two, and Grandma kind of took it out as, or took out her frustration as kind of a lack of a participant when it comes to social and functional needs. But getting her into Linwood Manor kind of separated that kind of frustration and social blockage, and she's got a lot better when it comes to eating. It sounds like socially she's gotten a lot better, and overall health too, with the nurses being able to take care of her and get her to a better state.
Oh, that's great to hear. And how often are you able to visit with her?
I try to get there minimum 3 times a year. I'm currently living in North Carolina. I work at Fort Drum, active duty Army. I was able to get to her, I believe, 4 or 5 times within the last calendar year. I have a PCS coming up. We're looking to going to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So that might kind of drop my ability to see her. I'm still going to try and get the 3 times in this next year, but I don't know if I'll be able to do more than that.
Okay, well, the statute does require quarterly visits, so 4 times a year. So if you could make that your goal, that would be great. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing in the Army work, and I certainly would be willing to look at that as a mitigating factor. And I'm sure you're able to check in with her by phone and with the staff there as well. Are you doing that?
Yes, I talked to John. It has been less often, but I do check in with John, try to talk to Grandma, as much as possible. John's been really good at being able to get concerns, or really there has been no concerns, but really just giving good updates and making me feel she's, taken care of over there.
Okay, and that's a staff member at Linwood there?
Yes, he is. Oh, shoot.
Is it Richardson? I think there's a John.
Social director.
Yep, director.
Good. Would you say that it's been monthly you've been able to touch base with him? More or less?
A little less than monthly. Probably twice or once every 2 months-ish. We have some correspondence.
Well, I would ask you to set your goal for maybe a monthly call or check-in, and then visits for quarterly, so 4 times a year. And obviously, I'll take a lot of discretion as it relates to your obligations in the Army. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Yes, I thought it was 3 times was the requirement, but yeah, if it is 4, I can do everything in my power to make that happen.
Well, we appreciate it, and I'm sure. Any questions, Mr. McFarland?
No, I think he's understated his qualifications. I found nothing wrong with the accounting, so I think he's working it smoothly.
Good. Well then. Okay. Well, I've also reviewed it and found it very satisfactory. So I've signed off on your work. The order approving the accounting is in the file, and I'll send that over to you in the regular course of business. Unless there's any questions, thank you for answering my questions, and you're all set for today.
No, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Take care.
This is in the manner of file 51669CY.
Okay, court's asked to authorize the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th annual accounting for Leighton T. May I ask who's here on this file? Anybody here on Leighton? We're looking for Tyler and Ziana. We do have a phone who's coming in from the phone number ending in 8504. Could you let me know who you are, please?
My name is Mary Hayes. My mother is Sandra Hayes.
Okay, so you're on the Hayes file. Okay, that's it. All right. Mr. McFarland, were you on the?
No, I'm not. I'm only on Hayes and Riker.
Okay, so looking at the file, this is why. Okay, There really are very few interested parties as it relates to minor conservatorships. The funds are typically kept in a restricted account, and the interested parties are the parents. And in this file, both filed a waiver indicating that they have no objections to their own accounting. Fair. And they have provided proof of the restricted funds in the accounting, as well as records from the bank demonstrating the only action in the file has been a bit of interest, which is great. So I'm happy to sign off on that one, even though we don't have them here in person.
Matter of Sandra Hayes, file 54013CA.
Okay, I know we have some participants on this one, Mr. McFarland.
Mr. McFarland, I have also submitted my waiver of consent, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Elizabeth Graziano, I'm the attorney for the petitioner Doug Hayes, who's a fiduciary, and here in front of me, and that's his wife behind him.
All right, so what I have on my docket is a petition to allow the first accounting and some home repairs that you'd like approved. Would you like to proceed on those requests? And is that an accurate summary of what you'd like you to look at?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Very good, proceed it well.
Yes, so I think the petition to approve the home repairs, we can begin there. Miss Sandra Hayes owns a home. This was a vacation home that has fallen into quite a bit of disrepair. My client just took over this year and was unable to renew the property insurance. There is a letter, an exhibit 2 in the file from Westfield Insurance that the property does not meet the underwriting guidelines and they refuse to insure it. So he obtained estimates for the necessary or the necessary repairs to get the property insurable. There's a proposal, there's a total of 4 from Kleinschmidt, which is a well-known construction company in the area. The total of the estimates is $35,870. There's also a tree that has fallen on the back on a fence, which has to be removed. And there's an estimate from Irvine's Tree Service for $3,200 to remove that. So we're asking the court to approve the distribution in light of the amount felt it was necessary to come before the court to get that approval. If the estimates hold true, there's $39,070 total that we're asking to be removed from the conservator funds to pay for these repairs. And I'd actually request that the court give a little bit in addition, maybe up to $5,000, so that I wouldn't have to come back in case the repairs run over. In my prayer for relief, I've asked for $40,000, but certainly that's a consideration I ask the court to make, just to save again a second pleading. Of course, all receipts will be proofed and provided on the next accounting. So again, in my prayer for relief, asking the court to approve the home repairs as attached, allow the conservator to enter into the contracts for said repairs, and to expend conservatorship funds in the amount of not exceeding $45,000. The second petition is the petition for accounting. It's the first accounting in this matter. It's quite extensive. There was financial abuse before this, and it took a bit for my client to get a hold of all the funds and get everything under control. In addition, he moved his mom to Lenawee County during this time period. So there's quite a bit of receipts and work that he's done. I believe he's provided everything to the GAL. In fact, the GAL stated that he has filed a waiver and consent in this matter. All interested parties have been served, and I'm asking the court to approve the petition before the court.
I would like to object about something, please.
Oh, and your name, please?
Mary Hayes,
Mary Hayes, thank you. One moment, please. And we'll get to you in a few minutes.
thank you.
Mr. McFarland, have you had a chance to look at the proposal?
I have, Your Honor. I did have a couple questions on that.
All right, so would you like to hear from Douglas Hayes?
I would, Your Honor. I'll be brief.
All right, if you could, Douglas Hayes and also Mary Hayes, it sounds like she wants to participate. So Mary, you'll have to raise your hand and then let us know when it's raised.
Okay, I'm on the phone, so.
Yes.
Oh,
Is your right hand raised, Ms. Hayes?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
okay, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
I do.
All right, we're going to start with Mr. Douglas Hayes. Mr.
Sir, your mother's property, this house, where is this located?
It is my mother's cottage that my grandfather built, and it is 1642 Lakeview Court. That is Brooklyn, Michigan.
Is that Whoppers Lake, sir?
It is Vineyard Lake.
Vineyard Lake, okay, it was lake
Yep.
property. That's what I thought.
Yes,
And,
that's correct.
and right now, it sounds as though it's unable to be sold as a house that's fit for human habitation, correct?
Yes, that is not my intention to sell it.
No, that's not my question. Right now, you wouldn't be, it's not insurable because it's not up to specs, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I do have insurance on it, but they're through a new insurance provider. But they have also said that the repairs must be done by like February of 2027 to maintain the current insurance that's on the property, on the building.
Is it your belief that $40,000 to $45,000 of repair would increase the value of the property by more than $40,000 to $45,000?
Absolutely.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Hayes, is all the information presented in your petition for approval of repairs, as well as your petition to allow your first accounting, accurate and complete to the best of your knowledge and information?
Yes, it is.
Very good. And how is Ms. Sandra Hayes doing?
Well, she's doing great. She's going to exercise class. And yesterday she attended, it was a noodle, they used pool noodles and they hit a balloon. It's called noodle volleyball. I have videos of her participating in that. She does sleep a lot. She is getting, I would consider, very good care by Cambrian. It's a privately owned facility. You probably are aware of. It's basically a 5-star facility, and their care is, I consider it better than where she's ever been before. She is doing well.
And how often are you able to visit with her?
Every single day except today, because I had the Zoom meeting.
Any additional questions on my questions?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Graziano, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to Mary Hayes. You wanted the court to hear some objections or any comments you may have, Ms. Hayes?
I just wanted to explain that I was not the conservator before. I tried to get the planner to help me with the cottage, but and the house and the barn. But because I wasn't conservator, I wasn't able to get help for that. And my uncle was supposed to be conservator. My mom had appointed my uncle as conservator, and she had when she had all her faculties, she appointed her brother as conservator. She appointed her sisters behind him as conservators, but unfortunately they all got dementia. She did not appoint my brother conservator in any capacity.
Okay, Ms. Hayes, today is not necessarily about those items, just about the repairs as well as the accounting. Did you have anything specifically on those two things?
Yes, I do. Well, because the reason I said this was because they said there was financial abuse and there wasn't. I was doing the best I could to pay all the bills at the house and cut down some trees and fix the yard, and I was doing stuff to the best of my ability to help my mother. There wasn't financial abuse. I had always, if I needed money, I'd ask my mother and she would approve of it. There was never any time that I used her money without her permission. So that being said, what I would like to have done, if I could please, is could I please receive all of the bank statements from Comerica and from the credit union so that I can see where the money's going, because they took me off those accounts. And I'm not dishonest. I wouldn't use the checking accounts, but they took me off those accounts so I couldn't see what was going on. And I'd like to be able to have all those bank statements and current bank statements so I can see what's going on with the money.
Were you able to review the first annual accounting?
Were those in there?
Well, it should be effectively a summary of the expenses.
It's a summary, and there's a lot of spreadsheets that were made by my brother and his wife. but I don't see the actual bank statement.
Ms. Graziano, I said that request.
We've never received that request before, Your Honor, and we have provided all the proofs to Mr. McFarland, including all the bank statements, receipts, and whatever else. The petition to allow accountings is in the form typically received or requested from the court with all the proofs necessary. Ms. Mary Hayes was served with that and heard no objections until today.
Yes, I understand, but would you be willing to send over a copy of the bank statements for her to look at?
If that's what the court would like, yes, certainly, of course.
What are your thoughts, Mr. McFarland?
Your Honor, these documents are across the hall at the clerk's office for me to review. They're not returned until after this hearing. Perhaps if she were to come in and provide proof of identification, she could look at them at the, in the lobby there. That might be another alternative rather than added expense of making copies and all that, Your Honor.
That's true.
I
Okay, Mary.
would, Your Honor, I'd be happy to make copies myself
Well,
and pay for them.
our typical practice is to allow the guardian ad litem to review them, and then we return them to the petitioner, and I would be happy to extend that courtesy to you as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I did not hear any formal objections to the work that was completed in the file. It is well received. It's certainly detailed, Mr. McFarland. I believe you've already signed a waiver as well.
I did. If maybe we could just have a time frame for her to come in and take a look at those, so they just not kept there forever because they tend to pile up.
Ms. Hayes, could you be here in the next 14 days?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Well, the court finds all interested parties are given notice for purposes of the petition to approve the annual accounting, as well as the petition to approve funds to be used for repairs on the cottage. And I am approving both. I will note in the order approving the accounting, we are giving Ms. Mary Hayes 14 days to come in and review those bank records and receipts if she so chooses at the courthouse. And if there's any questions, that's all for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Take care.